sideways, holding tight, praying hard through every fight. Got no wins, but I got pride. Made it through the other side. Yellow flags like warning signs, but I ain't falling for their lines. Got nerves of steel, a shaky hand. This ain't a game, it's fight or land. Saw that 18 catch the wall, 21 spun, took out them all. But somehow I found the lane, like Moses through that fire and rain. Yeah, I thread the needle, dodge the flame. Every pileup calling my name. Wrecks behind me, wrecks ahead, but I ain't wrecked, I ain't dead. Sliding sideways, holding tight, praying hard through every fight. Got no wins, but I got pride. Made it through the other side. No checkered flag, no champagne rain, but I kept it clean through the carnage and pain. One more lap, one more breath, a dance with danger, a race with death. Still I thread the needle, feel the flame. Every turn's a twist of fate's game. Wrecks behind me, wrecks ahead, but I ain't wrecked, I ain't dead. Sliding sideways, holding tight, out of chaos into light. No first place, but man, I ride with fire still burning inside. Yeah, I thread the needle in this wild racing ride. Strapped in tight, green lights flashing, rubbers burning, hearts are clashing, tires screaming that southern heat, 200 strong on the NASCAR beat. Lap 5 wreck on turn 4, smoke so thick can't see the door, but somehow I slip right through like a ghost in red, white, and blue. 'Cause I thread the needle, dodge the flame. Every pileup calling my name. Wrecks behind me, wrecks ahead, but I ain't wrecked, I ain't dead. Sliding sideways, holding tight, praying hard through every fight. Got no wins, but I got pride. Made it through the other side. Yellow flags like warning signs, but I ain't falling for their lines. Got nerves of steel, a shaky hand. This ain't a game, it's fight or land. Saw that 18 catch the wall, 21 spun, took out them all. But somehow I found the lane, like Moses through that fire and rain. Yeah, I thread the needle, dodge the flame. Every pileup calling my name. Wrecks behind me, wrecks ahead, but I ain't wrecked, I ain't dead. Sliding side.
All right, it looks like we have a battle already out here in the chat, so hope everyone is having a fantastic night, man. I gotta tell you, we've got 2 more races here at USRA. I seen all of the chat in the Discord today. We've got the Crawdaddies already in the chat. We've got Christina already in the chat. We're having other fans join. I know there was a lot of chatter about what was going to go on at the track. These AM division drivers are geared up and ready for a fight. I heard a little chatter from Aikman, little chatter from Tyler. This is going to be a battle today, and I hope you are ready for it. So welcome folks in. John Ross once again here in the broadcast booth with you tonight. Hope you are having a good time, because we certainly are going to have a fantastic time as qualifying still going on. And I'm just reading some of these chats already. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all of these things, but we have the Crawl Daddies in the house tonight. Christina there. Christina's now moved up to number 2 in the top fans. So nicely done there. Yes, Christina saying we are happy to have no rain tonight. I got to tell you, it is Barber Motorsports. No rain tonight, but it is a hot track. So let's see if we can take a look at the weather. Man, you guys see it's 74 degrees outside, but that track temp 103 degrees. So that thing is going to be slippery. These drivers are going to slide around this track, but we did have a lot, and I mean a lot of weather that created a lot of accidents last weekend over at Watkins Glen. As a matter of fact, folks, let's have a quick little recap of what happened there. Two winners, Tyler Crawford in that AM division, Jeff Perchowski in that pro division. So just a little snapshot on what happened last week at Watkins Glen. Tyler Crawford picking up his second win of the season, and not only a second win, but 2 back-to-back wins. And then we've got Jeff Perchowski just turning in such a fantastic job late in that race. I hope everyone's tuned in for that and saw that. But man, once that track started to dry out, Jeff found another gear in that Corvette and just ran Wade Moskowitz down, made that pass late, and then he just never looked back. So fantastic job by that driver as well. Now he is out here on your grid. It looks like he is in 5th position right now in qualifying. So just in Jeff fashion, he is going to have to fight his way to the front. Ernie Francis Jr., there is your pole sitter right now, as I do not believe we have anyone else out there on the track. And for all those Crawl Daddies, yes, it looks like Tyler was able to get back in. He has turned a qualifying lap, so I do believe he is going to be okay in that Liquid Death Mustang. Yeah, no repeat for Ernie tonight, Christina, as he did not win last week. So Mr. Gills saying he is back. Brian saying that looked like a 2G wreck. Yeah, I will tell you, some of those wrecks last weekend or last week were quite spectacular, and especially when you get these GT3 cars out on those wet tracks, it creates a lot of drama, and we saw that last week at Watkins Glen. So here we are now. Let's take a look before we get done. It looks like we got about 15 seconds left to qualifying. So that schedule back up on your screen there. Jeff Perchowski picking up the win in your pro division. Tyler again back to back there at Watkins Glen. We are at Barber, and then folks, next week we are going to wrap this thing up at Daytona, and we are going to crown 2 champions next week, and that is going to be the end of season 1 here at USRA. So I hope you all are excited for that. As far as the points go, Ernie Francis still holding on 25-50, about a 200-point lead over Michael Hickman. And my goodness, if there is one driver that needs a great run tonight, that is going to be Hickman. Jeff Perchowski has moved up to that 3rd position. Christian Proctor is in 4th. Kurt in 5th in your pro division. In the AM, Aikman still holding on to that lead. He's got a couple 100-point lead over Mark Samancic. Zach Garrison is going to be in 3rd. Tyler Crawford in 4th, and then Rory is going to round out your top 5 in points. So there you have it. Now let's take a look at where we're at in qualifying, and we're gonna see if we can pop up that that AM division first. Aikman is going to be your leader here, almost a second over Tyler in second. Zach is going to be third on the grid. Mark Szymanczyk in fourth, Angel in fifth, Dakota sixth, Rory in seventh, and then Carson is going to round out your top 8 in the pro division. Ernie taking that pole. Michael Hickman is going to be second. Brennan Gregg, I saw him in practice, folks. Brennan Gregg showed a ton of speed in practice, so do not sleep on him. Christian Proctor in fourth. Jeff Prochowski in fifth. Wade in sixth. Trevor and then Miles are going to round out your drivers there. So about 16 drivers are going to take this field. As always, we are going to pop up our, let's do this. Let's pop up our tower over here on the left-hand side. And then we are going to have our battle box down there at the bottom right-hand corner. Now you're going to see in that highlighted green the driver that we are highlighting first, and that's going to be Aikman. Aikman is your AM division, and you will see you have AM division over the top of pro this week. And the reason why you're seeing that is your AM division driver is going to take pole. So they are the quicker driver here on pole this week, and that's why you see those two flip-flop. All right, so here we go. Chat, certainly appreciate everybody tuning in. And there is Hickman. As you can see, Hickman going around. Man, and he has had some bad luck this year. We need him to keep all 4 of those tires on that track, not sideways. And we need to see what that driver can actually turn in here, as Aikman Pollard is going to pace this field around of about 16 drivers. Yeah, Tyler, with those 2 back-to-back wins, have really put some movement up on the points. So we want to see Tyler really moving up on those stats in the points. So we'll see what happens after tonight. Now, of course, Aikman has shown a ton of speed here at Barber Motorsports. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if he can do that. Aikman is going to be piled in there with a lot of pro drivers. Ernie Francis is going to sit to his outside. All right, so they're going to come around. You can see Angel, Rory, all of those drivers there in the back of those Porsches. They're going to keep pace with this field. Now, you can see Dakota. If you remember last week, Dakota Howard, he is in that Mercedes. He is the only Mercedes in that field. Such a great run. When that track was wet, it dried off a little bit, and he lost a bit of steam to Tyler. But, man, when that track was wet, that Mercedes was absolutely rolling. Man, I will tell you, if we were ever running a race for the most people, that most fans for a particular driver, it would certainly be Crawford. So we've got Logan joining in, Dilhoff here like he always is, Brian here always there, Alex is there. Alex, I don't believe you've been every week, but we certainly have seen you in here. Erica, oh, now let's go back here because we're fixing to go green here. Aikman Pollard is going to bring them down. He is your AM division and your pole sitter. Barber Motorsports Park, here we go, 65 minutes as usual, and it does look like Christian Proctor taking an early jump there to the left-hand side. He is going to shoot this 3 wide, and they're going to get tight. And we've already got some drivers off. Ben George is going to go off. Let's see if we can take a look. Christian Proctor is still there. Michael Hickman is still there. Couple of drivers getting booted out to the back there on that turn 1. We'll go back and take a look at that once they settle down. Ernie Francis able to get out early. Aikman tucked into second position. Oh, we got another driver. I see some stuff in the background. I saw a front bumper in the background getting knocked off. Who was that? There he is. It looks like it was Wade Moskowitz in that Porsche. You see, here comes the bumper. There it goes, scooting across the track. So Wade in that Porsche now has lost a bumper. Dakota Howard right behind him. Mark Szymanczyk behind Dakota. Man, and we've got Tyler Crawford way back here in the back. That car is broken, folks. That left front tire way off. You can see the sparks coming out from underneath of it. Tyler is going to have to come in and get some damage repaired. And I believe without a full course caution, this is going to be hard for Tyler because he cannot get that car to turn. Alex saying that you are here. You are in the kitchen making jam. All right, strawberry jam on top of that. All right, Tyler, going down pit road. Man, let's go back up here up front. We have races all over the track. Christian Proctor starting to work on the back end of Hickman. Oh, and Christian is going to loop it. Christian around now. Scooby-Doo machine sitting steady in the middle of that turn. He's going to get this thing turned back around without any damage, but you can tell this heat really starting to play with these drivers on the exit of these turns. And let's go right back up here because, man, last week's winner, Jeff Prochowski, on a mission already up to third place. Getting by, it looks like Brennan. He was able to make that pass on Brennan. Dilhoff saying, "Ruh-roh, Raggy." Yeah, we should have that as a sound where we can play that throughout the broadcast. What do you think? We'll see if we can add that to next week's broadcast. So, yeah, Tyler is back out on the track. He is 45 seconds down from Carson, and it does look like Jeff now is going to move over, allow Brennan to make that pass. So Brennan is going to move up to that third position in the Pro Division. Yes, if Dilhoff wants to record that sound and send it to me for Christian Proctor, I would absolutely thank you for that. And then we will put that on our stream deck and we'll play that when and if Christian gets into any accidents. I think that would be a nice little addition. All right, so Ernie Francis Jr. is going purple again, folks. On that timing tower on the left-hand side, you'll see Ernie at a 22.711 has now turned the wick up. Aikman went purple last lap in the AM division at a 23.270. So Ernie has found something around here really quick. Hickman a 23.29. So he has already lost 2.3 seconds to your leader. Let's go back here and take a look at Szymanczyk. He is all over the back end of Wade. Now, Wade, if you remember earlier, caught up in that crash, has the front end knocked off of that Porsche. So Bart trying to find a way around. Rory off track there on the exit. Nice long straightaway. You're going to see a lot of passes here if they can exit tight behind the driver, get a nice draft. Let's see what's happened to Tyler. Maybe having to come back in the pit and get some additional damage repaired. Now, I do believe they have a fast repair, so he might not have taken that fast repair earlier on. Mark able to get around Wade. He goes wide. Wade does the crossover. He's back on the left-hand side of Mark now. I believe Mark's going to have to slot back into Wade. Man, it's just a traffic jam back here. Angel now is diving underneath. He's close to Christian there. Let's see if we can go back and take a look at the work that Angel's putting in. Him and Carson are in a battle. Angel on the left-hand side. Carson's going to have the preferred line here to the right. He's going to get that move done and defend that position. Angel sliding back one more spot. Now put him into 7th position behind. It looks like Tyler is the only driver behind him there in that AM division. Tyler is back out on the track. There he is. It looks like he probably took that fast repair. That thing looking nice and mint. So just keep an eye on that left-hand side of your timing tower, and you'll be able to see the lap times that he's cutting. We're going to go right back here as Wade Moskowitz has now given up that spot to Szymanczyk. But it does look like Christian. Oh, and Wade is going to dive back under. Crossover by Mark. Wade is way over now. That move is going to cost him, it looks like 1, 2, 3 positions. Man, Wade is just aggressive today. That move costing him 3 spots, but man, he is driving like a man on a mission. Now, what that is going to do is it looks like Christian Proctor, who spun a little bit earlier, is going to start working his way back up. You got Szymanczyk there, Rory there, Christian right behind him. Christian, he shows a lot of speed everywhere he goes, so it will not be long before he is caught back up. It looks like Wade is going to take that car down pit road, knowing he has some pretty significant damage. He's probably going to be within that pit window. Christian all over the rear end of that yellow Porsche. He's going to dive down to the left-hand side. It looks like Rory's going to let him go here. This has been one of those turns, one of those areas where you've seen a lot of passing already. Christian getting that pass done. He's going to move him up one more spot overall. That was an AM division pass, so it's not going to move Christian up any further into his division, but it does get him a little bit closer. Britt is still in that 3rd spot. We saw him in practice. He was really good, but now I will tell you, that gentleman right behind him, starting to catch him, starting to run him down a bit. What was 0.7 of a second, now only half a second. Jeff Perchowski on the back end of Brendan Gregg. Right in front of them is Zach Garrison. Yeah, it does look like Aikman, last lap, Aikman Pollard turned a 22.554. Ernie last lap turning a 22.2. So it looks like he's still a bit faster. Ernie's still a bit faster than Aikman that last lap. But Aikman does have the fastest lap overall with a 22.045 to Ernie's 22.112. So Aikman has a ton of speed right here, folks. And we saw Aikman, a couple of mistakes have cost him some wins these past couple of weeks and opened the door for Tyler. This week, he has come out with the guns blazing, ready to race. Now, 0.4 of a second is going to separate Brennan and Jeff. And just for those in the chat rooting on Tyler, last lap, a 23.7. Gaining quite a bit there on Angel that last lap, but it is going to take a lot of laps to get himself back up there. All right, so there is Christian Proctor making that move on Szymanczyk. He's going to get that done, so Christian's going to continue to move up. Dakota Howard right in front of him, and then once he gets by Dakota, there's going to be a pretty substantial gap that Christian Proctor can just turn some laps. This is the set of turns here where a lot of passing comes down. It's extremely wide. You can run 3 different lines through that. I would call it a double left-hander. Christian already on the back end of Dakota. starting to make up a ton of time on him. I will tell you, folks, it seems like every single week something happens. There is a driver, Hickman has done it at least 3 times, where he's had a slip or a bobble or an off track or a spin. You know, as the pole sitter last week going into Watkins Glen, if you remember in that turn 1, getting sideways and spinning out. He has done that. Christian Proctor the past 3 to 4 races has had those small incidents as well, where he spun that car, had some accidents in that car. If you remember Chicago Street Course, had a great run going, got sideways on the outside of the turn, and then he opened that up for Zach Saunders to be able to start to run away from all of those other pro drivers. We haven't seen Zach in a while. Be good to have him back. Christian really working on the back end of Dakota now. Let's see if we can go back here and take a look at Carson. Carson on the move. Eyeing Rory. These two Porsches going at it. Carson right behind Rory. Following through these high-speed turns. Man, the Porsches are so good at the exit speed. In these high-speed turns. They like to over-rotate through S's, but man, they are good on the exit. Put a lot of power down. Monica in the chat said, let's go Ernie Jr. and Zach. Well, let's take a look. Ernie is leading his division by about 4.3 seconds over Hickman. And then Zach, looks like Garrison, he is second, about 9 seconds behind Aikman in that AM division. So both drivers having a really good run right now. Yeah, Tyler, that last lap turning a 23.4. It looks like Aikman is just, he's on another level tonight, folks. 22.6. Zach taken in that second position at a 22.8. So Zach showing a lot of pace tonight as well. Let's go back and take a look at Mark. He went off track. Oh, just the left side tires. He is absolutely fine. Right back on track. Christian able to get past Dakota. Let's see how that happened, folks. Let's go back and take a look. Christian making this pass on Dakota in that Mercedes. It looks like Dakota's just going to stick to the right, allow Christian to go by. He knew Christian was faster. That is not a battle for his position in his class. So now this is, though, folks, this is going to be your battle here for third place in that AM division. Samancic has run back down Dakota Howard. CEO saying, hello, chat. Shout out to Jeff in the pro class. I can tell you, CEO, Jeff, a fantastic run last week at Watkins Glen. That was a possessed driver in that black Corvette, working his way all the way up, getting all over the rear end of Wade. And I don't know, folks, if you remember this, but about 5 to 7 laps ago, he actually spun that car trying to catch up to Wade and was about 6 seconds down and made that all the way back up past him and drove away from him there at the end. So fantastic drive by Jeff, probably one that he will remember for a very, very long time. All right, looks like Mark is starting to cool down a little bit on the back end of Dakota. Now 0.5 of a second. He was right on the back end of that Mercedes. Yeah, keep cheering Tyler on there in chat. He ran a 23.5. So he is finding some speed. He is certainly faster than a lot of the drivers there in that AM division. but he is about a minute and 43 behind. So Mark is going to take a peek underneath the Dakota. Not able to get that pass done yet, but man, he is just all over the rear end of that Mercedes right now. Let's see if we can go on board with Mark. I want to take a look and see how this is going to look. He's going to double shift. It looked like I seen a bumper sitting over there in that. Was that Christian? Christian's bumper. We'll go back and take a look at it here. Dakota, man, he is showing a ton of speed through those quick S's. Looks like through this elevation change, Dakota really good on the exit of that turn. Mark taking a bit more shallow through the center of that double right. Catching up about a car length on him. But Dakota, the power of that Mercedes, once it gets down a straightaway, it's just hard to beat. Oh, and he's going to shoot it down and they're going to make contact. Dakota's going to save it and Mark is going to back off. My goodness, right when we are on board with him, let's go back and take a look at this because it does look like Mark gets underneath of him, just makes a last second turn down. Right there, he's just going to dive down, get into Dakota and push. He's going to allow Dakota to save it, and what a drive by Dakota in that Mercedes to not loop that car all the way around. Man, but this battle is still not over. Mark really on the back end of Dakota now. Yeah, Tristan, that was a very close call. If Mark did not back off there and allow Dakota to save that, he could have just rotated him right around. Choosing not to do that, allow him to check it back up and then save that. But man, they are back to battling again and not too far behind him. Here comes Rory. There goes Carson right behind Rory. So this is fixing to get into a crazy four-car battle here for third position. Now it does look like Mark is going to look to the inside, not going to get that move done. Oh, Dakota's going to go wide. Mark is going to get by him. The pressure just a little bit too much, and that is going to put Roy onto the back end of Dakota now. Roy trying to outbrake that Mercedes, showing early, seeing if he's going to make a mistake, and Dakota is. He's going to get loose on the exit. Dakota's got to get himself back into rhythm. If not, he risks losing two more spots here. Rory and Carson right behind him. Rory has to move on. He does not want Carson to catch him. That last lap, Tyler turning a 23:255. Third fastest in that AM division. Man, Dakota takes such a wide turn there. It just allows a lot of drivers to look underneath of him. Oh no, Carson is loose. Carson is around. He's going to back that in here too. Angel's going to get by him, and then he's going to have plenty of room. But just got wide there on that turn. That is going to give Roy a little bit of breathing room. Carson no longer on the back end of him, but now he's going to continue to work over Dakota, and it does look like he took that turn a bit wide, stretched that out to about 6 car lengths. So as that kind of cools a bit, we're going to go back up here and take a look at Zachary Garrison starting to get run down by Brennan. Now, Zach, second in your AM division, does not need this battle. He has about a 7-second lead over Szymanczyk, so really, if Brennan gets any closer, if I'm Zach, I'm just letting him go here, slotting myself right back in and trying to get my second place, because it does look like he's about 12 seconds behind Aikman. Aikman run a 22.7. Again, just on another level. He's about 3.7 seconds behind Ernie. Tristan saying, this is why we are crawdaddies. The courage and resilience of this racer is motivational. And I will tell you, if you ever have time to talk to him, and we've interviewed him 2 weeks in a row. Really humble guy. Certainly appreciates everyone coming out and showing the love that you do. All right, Zach, now a bit of breathing room. The next car in line for Zach is going to be about 4 seconds back. That is going to be Prochowski, as we have other drivers coming into pit. Brennan Gregg down pit road, choosing not to battle Zach for that spot. Have not given this gentleman a whole lot of airtime right now, but my goodness, what a season he has had. Up a couple of 100 points in that pro division, in the point standings, in the championship standings. Has just brought this Porsche out here and just been fiercely dominant in this USRA series. And man, he is doing that same thing again tonight. It looks like he's about 4.5 seconds over Aikman right now, that is in second position. This battle is still waging on here. Roy still on the back end of Dakota. Brian said, is Aikman sandbagging? When does he move up to pro? I think you might see some changes, Brian, next season if we keep that same format. Certainly some dominating performances by Aikman this year. You know, Christian really dominant in that AM division early on, getting moved up pretty quickly. Aikman flexing a ton of muscle this year. So, yeah, that is going to be an interesting call by Miles and Trevor. Mr. Gill saying no more class changes. Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's only 2 races left. Well, this one and one next week. So yeah, we are locked in. And there he goes. Roy on the left-hand side of Dakota, getting a fantastic run out of that turn. I believe Dakota's going to let this pass happen. He is. He's just going to back off, allow Roy to get that thing done. Dakota might switch over. He didn't have the momentum to do that switch over. But Roy is getting that pass done. So patient behind Dakota for so long. All right, we're going to go back up here up front so you can see right now Michael Hickman ever so close to Aikman, getting closer and closer. Michael's second right now in that pro division to Ernie Francis, now down 5.5 seconds. But I will tell you, Ernie last lap a 22.6 to Hickman's 22.8. So Hickman does have some speed. Turning some fantastic lap times. Oh, let's go back and take a look at Brennan. Brennan is going to loop this car around. That's not the first time we have seen a driver do that. Again, this track just so hot. He's able to get that thing back on track. Now, what we're going to do, folks, let's see if we can take away this battle box. We're going to hide that. We're going to pop up this dashboard, and let's go on board with Mr. Pollard. Let's take a lap around this place where you can kind of see the gears that they're in, mile per hour that they are at each one of these corners. All right, so there you go. You can tell he has spent a lot of time on this track. Just looks nice and comfortable behind the wheel of this Mustang. I can tell you, folks, it does look like that is calm, but I promise you he is feeling every little bump in that road. That steering wheel bouncing back and forth based on the feedback settings that he's got. And that thing, he is fighting that wheel. What seems like a nice, quiet drive. It's just a testament to Aikman's ability to get himself around this track. Now, several drivers going down pit road. You can see Brennan is down pit road yet again. Rory is down pit road. Looks like something has happened to Brennan. Let's go back and take a look to Rory. It shows Rory has crashed. What happened to Rory here? Passing Dakota a little bit earlier at that same turn. Right here. No, he does not. He's just going to bring it right down pit lane. So I'm not sure why that showed him as crashed. All right, Ernie now deciding to come down pit road. Get some service done in that car. Now all of these drivers are able to get this thing back out on the track and finish this race. 29 minutes into a 65-minute race, so we've got plenty of time here. Right now, down pit road is going to be Dakota Howard, Ernie, Zach Garrison down pit road, Jeff Perchowski down pit road. That is going to turn the overall lead over now to Aikman on the track, depending on when Aikman is going to come down. Now, Zach, your second place driver in that AM division, he is down getting service completed now. I tell you, I know we talked about this, folks, a couple of weeks ago, but we talked about what that best sounding GT3 is. I know you are all iRacing fans. If you had to vote, oh no, we've got a crash by Perchowski. Let's go back and take a look. Hopefully that's just entering the pits. This is going to be on the exit, him and Zach Garrison. Oh, he's just going to hit the throttle a little too soon. I don't think he's going to lose a ton of time, but he certainly lost it right there on the exit, looping that car around. Oh, those are just the things that Jeff, the small little mistakes that he does not want to make, and just a just a quick little touch of the throttle sent that vet spiraling around and right beside a Zach. Still lots of cars down pit road. Szymanczyk is down pit road. Aikman is now exiting pit road. So back to the original conversation, we talked about the GT3s and the best sounding GT3s. If you watch GTPs, is the Cadillac the best sounding GTP? Now Hickman deciding to go down pit road. That is going to cycle everything back around to Ernie Francis Jr. So once Hickman goes down pit road and comes back out, we will see what that difference is going to be. Not the Cadillac, Brian says. I don't know. The Cadillac sounds really good. What is the, is it the Ferrari that has the turbos? That would be my least favorite. Acura is a good sounding GTP. Let's go back and take a look at Zach Garrison. It shows that he went off track. Zach's going to get up on that berm. Oh, and he's going to spin it. No, barely touched the wall. That is going to give him a little bit of right front damage. Zach's second in the AM division right now. Let's see how he's going to come back out on track. He's still going to be back out on track okay. But I will tell you, folks, something has happened here. Hickman has been able to come out about half a second behind Ernie. Man, this is going to be the battle for your overall lead here in the Pro Division. Hickman able to hang on to this car through the first half of this race, has put himself in a fantastic position to run down Ernie. Now the battle is on. It was about half a second. Now it looks like Ernie's stretching that out as Carson slow, allowing these drivers to go around him. This is what Hickman has been fighting for all season long. Just a shot, get through and to a track that he likes. No damage on that machine at all. Just him and Ernie Francis Jr. Open track. Four-tenths of a second now is going to separate these two drivers. Ernie staying extremely tight there. Hickman pushing out just a little in that turn. That's going to give, it looks like Ernie about a 2/10 advantage coming out of that chicane. So it does look like Ernie now putting a bit of space between him and Hickman. Now 9/10 of a second is going to separate these two. 30 minutes to go in this race, folks. It has been a good one already. As usual, USRA bringing some fireworks. Aikman with a 30-second advantage over this driver right here. Zach Garrison spinning out a little bit earlier, but now I will tell you, right behind him, Mark Szymanczyk, one of the better drives that he has had this season, is only 9/10 of a second behind Zach for second position. Let's go back and take a look at Mr. Crawford and see where he is at. See if we can pop up our battle box. So right now, Tyler has caught Carson for that 7th position. So he's worked his way all the way up to seventh, to the seventh spot. Now, the bigger issue is going to be, it looks like once Tyler, if he's able to make that pass on Carson, he's going to have about 13 seconds to get to Dakota. So he has worked his way back to the pack. It does look like now Carson's just going to stay to that outside, allow Tyler to go down and make the pass on the left. Tyler, that last lap, a 23.996, so he is getting faster. Now Tyler's got about 20 seconds ahead of him. 20 seconds ahead of him is Aikman as your leader in this AM division. Oh, Tyler's going to get really wide there. I do not know how he saved that. It did not spin that car out. And there he goes, Christian. We popped right back up to him. Zach Harrison was right behind him. Really close battle. Christian driving that car off of the track. Ernie Francis Jr., we're going to go back in and take a look at him. A quick check-in. He is right behind Dakota Howard. He has now put about 2.5 seconds between him and Hickman. Very interested to see what Hickman did. Did he go in and just get fuel to stay close? Tight to Ernie. Dakota's going to stay over to the right, allow Ernie to pass. He's going to get that done. You can see Hickman coming out of the turn behind him. Let's go back and take a look at Carson. Carson allowing Tyler, just pull it over, allowing Tyler to get by him. Now sticking right to the back bumper of Tyler. Wade Moskowitz in the back. You can see he's got that front end fix on that car. He's going to be in 5th place in your Pro Division, and then he's going to loop it. Man, it looks like we're just catching everything in live right now. And here he comes, just under heavy braking. He's going to loop that car around. Wade going for another ride. Man, I know he is going to be frustrated with such a great run last week. Christina, no, I think Zach's out on the track. Zach in 2nd place. He is right here. You can see Christian Proctor's right behind him, but Zach now right behind Wade. Wade looping that car around. So now Zach is going to be in a battle. He has stretched that 2nd place back out past Samancic. That was a really hotly contested position earlier on. Now Christian Proctor all over the rear end of Zach. Wade going back down the pits. Tyler going off track again. Let's go back and take a look. What happened to Tyler? Oh, he's just going to bounce that over, get all 4 tires off in the grass, and that is going to allow Carson to get back around him. So driver probably just pushing a little too hard, trying to get a bit too much. As now Zach is going to get Christian past him, but that is going to tighten Samancic right to the back bumper of Zach Harrison again. So this battle for second position in your AM division still waging on. Aikman about 34 seconds ahead of these two. Man, Christian had some sort of an issue there as he slowed way down on that stretch. That allows Zach to get right back to the bumper of that car, and it does look like Semantic has found a bit more speed. That last time around, about 0.4 of a second faster than Zach Garrison here. So this battle is going to continue on between the 137 and the 2. Brian said, this is my fight song. Brian, I will tell you, I don't know if you listened to the intro, but that is an AI generated song. And man, I cannot get that thing out of my head. Every time I do these broadcasts, that thing sticks with me for 2 days. Spencer getting a little wide, kicking up some dirt in the background. That's going to allow Zach to squeak away to about 0.7. Christian Proctor a little bit less than a second ahead of these two. Mr. Gill saying, where is Tyler? Tyler is right back here. Now it does look like he must have had another. Tyler has went back down pit road and come back out. Not certain why he's back down pit road. So a lot of things going on, as you guys can see us passing by that spider over the right hand side of that track. I don't know if you guys seen that. Jeff Prochowski with an off track. Yeah, just getting a little wide. That's not the first time that's happened to any of these drivers tonight. But yeah, Tyler in eighth. Just having one of those nights where he probably wants to forget about it. We're gonna go right back up here and take a look at this battle again, as this is your closest battle on the track. 0.8 of a second is going to separate Zach Garrison from Semantic. Semantic battling for second place. I believe that would be Mark's best finish of the year if he can get by Zach. Zach continually getting faster and faster and faster each week. Now only 0.6 of a second is going to separate these two. So Mark is a little bit better on the back end of the track. Let's go take a look at Carson. Carson has now crashed. Oh, and he's right there in front of Garrison and Semantic. Again, same thing. He's going to get those tires off, try to throttle back up, stop it and pull over, and that's going to allow Proctor, Garrison, and Semantic to get by. Six-tenths of a second now, 0.7 separating these two. Let's go right on board with Mark. Man, Mark really good on that uphill through this part of the track. Really strong through this part of the track. pulls himself right back in within 0.8 or under 0.8 of a second. But then this part of the track, it seems like Zach is a bit faster than Mark. Let's go back and take a look at Crawford. It does show Crawford has wrecked. Let's see what happened to Tyler. Went down the pits, come back out. It's too much steam there. No damage. Did not hit anything. Certainly overheated those tires, but man, that night going from bad to worse for Tyler. Yeah, really, Brian, what that was, you know, there's such an elevation change there. You're going down the hill. He's trying to heavy brake. He probably overdrove his braking point just a little and caused him to get super loose in that rear end and just loop that thing around. Carson now showing he has wrecked. Let's go back and take a look at Carson. Yeah, really the same situation, just a different set of turns. I believe Carson is just going to pack that thing in. He's had it for the night. Back to this battle, 0.8, under a second. Szymanczyk there. Garrison not making any mistakes. Szymanczyk trying to chase him down. Yeah, Erica saying he's having a rough time. That's, you know, and you have those sometimes. Sometimes when you just don't have the rhythm down, and you have high expectations for yourself, it's difficult to underperform like that. And I know that Tyler's going to feel like he left a lot out on the table tonight. Again, 0.8 of a second is going to separate these two. This is your closest battle out here on the track. Again, Mark so much quicker than Zach there on that part of the track, but Zach on this front part much quicker than Mark, so they're kind of playing a little bit of accordion here. Although Carson is going to take that turn extremely wide, that is going to give Mark a fantastic run. Now, enough of a run that he's going to look down to the left-hand side, and he is going to get that pass done just super quick. Now, look for the crossover. The crossover is going to happen. Zach's going to stay to the inside. That turn is to the right. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get that done. Mark is going to hit these perfectly. Great defensive position by Mark. He's going to get that pass done on Zach, but now the problem is, can you get away from him? Or is he going to come back after you now? 15 minutes to go in this race. A pass for second position here in your AM division. And Zach all over the back end now of Szymanczyk. Garrison's going to have a great drafting line here, but Szymanczyk is going to play some more defense. Now let's see if he can pull away just a little. It does look like Dakota Howard has went off track. Let's go back and take a look. Just go get those tires off, and then that is going to push him wide on his next set of turns, but no damage to that car. Defense does win championships, and Szymanczyk is having to put some of that up. That lead up front with Ernie Francis and Hickman, still 2 seconds. Dakota Howard on the outside there. Looks like Dakota has some pretty heavy, no, that's, yeah, damage that right-hand side of that car. Semantic's going to go off track with the left side tire. So he is pushing this Porsche as hard as he can to try to pull away from Zach. Zach is not letting him get away. One mistake by Semantic, and Zach is going to jump back over and take that second position. But now we do have another battle brewing here, and this is going to be for third position in your Pro Division. Perchowski running down Proctor. Proctor again with some front end damage. Dilhoff saying next week at Daytona, Tyler already said he's going to do it for Dale. You're going to see some pretty incredible battles at Daytona. Everybody knows the Daytona track. Man, there are off tracks going all over this thing. So let's see if we can go back and take a look. Let's see what happened to Wade Moskowitz. Oh, and he's going to have heavy damage to the front end of that car. Again, just getting up on that curb. And let's see what happened to Tyler now. Tyler showing off track. Yeah, that's happened a lot this race, just pushing wide on that turn. And then Dakota Howard off track. Man, it was the right front, now it's the left front. Dakota is going to take that thing into the pits. He's had enough for the night. Go back up here and take a look at this battle. This is a little bit tighter than the Christian Proctor and Perchowski battle for third. This is still your battle for second. 40 seconds behind Aikman. Now looking about 11 minutes, about 12 minutes to go, 11 and a half minutes now in this race. If Semantic's going to make a move, he's going to have to get this done because Garrison was able to get back by him. Let's go back and take a look at this pass. It just looks like Garrison was able to run him back down. He's going to take him on the outside here. Get a great run down that straightaway, and Mark is going to have to concede the position and get back in line. Now Garrison finding a bit of extra speed at this track, has been able to walk away from Semantic a little bit. So Semantic running him down, getting that passed on. Garrison staying tight to the back end of Semantic. Maybe a tire, maybe cooling the tires a bit. Made another run at Mark, able to get that passed on, and now with about a 1.2 second lead over Semantic. So that's going to put us right back here with Proctor and Perchowski. Christian with that damage on the front end. You know that's got to be bothering the downforce of that car just a little bit. That is not the first time Christian Proctor has had some damage to the front end of this vehicle, so I am certain that he has adapted at really well at being able to drive this car with that front end damage. Jeff now really on the back end. That Corvette turning extremely well. Man, look into the outside. He might try this little crossover. Christian is going to protect the bottom. Prochaski not able to get that passed on. Yeah, Brian, I think the bigger question is, how is the groundhog? Prochaski backing off a little bit. Now, he might be cooling those tires down. He's able to get into the braking zones really well with that vet. Christian is extremely good on the exit of the turns. Aikman now putting a pass on Hickman for that second overall spot. Hickman is, I think, just going to move over and allow Aikman to go. I believe Aikman's just been faster than Hickman the past handful of laps, and Hickman's just going to move over and let him go. Late race fireworks yet again by Jeff Prochowski in this black vet all over the back end of Christian Proctor. This is going to be for third position. Man, Christian is just really fast where he needs to be. Jeff driving that car a lot harder, I believe, than what Proctor is. So he's getting into the turns really well, losing a little bit on the exit, but it just seems like Christian is fast everywhere that he needs to be to have a great defensive run. And that is what he is doing now with 7 minutes to go here in this race, folks. 2 races left, this one and one more at Daytona next week, and we are going to put season 1 in the books. Man, Jeff with a nice early entry all over the back end of Christian now. Christian's going to protect that draft. Jeff looking to the right-hand side. He's going to try to outbrake him on the outside. He's going to be there. He's going to have that preferred line on the right-hand side throughout this. Oh, and they're going to touch it up. Christian's going to get sideways. He's going to be able to correct that car. Jeff is going to move on. Christian might not have been able to gather that car up, but he is way behind now. Jeff just on the inside. I'm not sure where. Jeff might have gotten a little pushy. Oh, did Christian double throttled that car, spun it back around. He's going to get himself back out on the track. Late race fireworks yet again. Jeff Prochowski's going to take over that third position. Man, I just want to go back, folks, and take a look at this thing one more time. And let's see if we can stop this and find a better camera angle. Man, I don't. Yeah, it's just. Let's go on in the cockpit here of Prochowski. Yeah, it's just so hard to tell. It looks like Christian was trying to keep him tight. Prochowski might have gotten a little pushy there. Yeah, Dilhoff, we need the sounds. All right, so as we reset this thing now, Prochowski is going to be in third. Ernie still leading this race. He now has a 19-second lead. Dilhoff saying black flag him. Now, I am just your broadcaster. I am certainly not race control. So all I can do is bring you the action, my friend. Ernie Francis Jr. yet again pacing this circuit here at Barber like no other. No damage to that car. You can see this machine just in perfect shape. Again, just one lap after another, continually just a bit quicker and a bit quicker, turning 23s now to everyone else's mid 23s and low 24s. So this car just getting faster and faster and faster as this race goes around. Now only 4.5 minutes, 3.5 minutes until the end of this thing. And this driver has put on one heck of a show here for the season. Michael Hickman clearly in second spot, 20 seconds behind Ernie. He just has a great understanding of this Porsche, what it takes to get around this track. And several of these tracks throughout this year, he has really been a dominant force. Only missing, I believe he missed Watkins Glen. No, he missed Chicago because he was in Watkins Glen. Made a mistake at the Glen in iRacing. Opened the door for a couple of other drivers, but outside of that, has just shown his strength race after race, track after track. And I'm sure you're going to see that same thing at Daytona. Just a few more laps to put another win in the books. Tyler Crawford's 2-win streak is going to be over. Aikman putting on one heck of a show. Now he is second overall on the track here to Ernie. He is about 15 seconds back from Ernie. Man, Roy with a big crash right behind him. Let's go back and take a look at that real quick. Roy just getting loose on the exit, and my goodness, heavy impact to the front end of Roy's car. All right, so we're going to stay right with this driver here as we only have a minute to go in this race, folks, here at Barber Motorsports Park. And it does look like Ernie, without any major catastrophe, is going to bring home yet another win here at USRA. Just a great job by him again, getting out early. Kicking up a little debris as he is going to gum across this nice little straightaway. You've got these couple left-handers, 2 right-hand turns, and man, he has got to start feeling it now, folks. You've got to know, if you are Ernie, it's just hit my marks, don't do anything crazy, stay in rhythm, and I've got this thing in the bag once again. Aikman Pollard, the same thing goes for him, coming out with a mission this week to really put everybody on notice that not only is he one of the quicker, if not the fastest AM driver, but one of the quicker drivers out here on the track, second in line here to Ernie Francis Jr. We'll go real quick to Tyler because you have asked for this. We'll get you a cockpit view really quickly. White flag for that driver, Tyler Crawford. Not a night that he's going to want to remember, but this gentleman certainly will. Ernie Francis Jr. coming around here for the last time. And you can see it there, flashing those lights, checker flag. Once again, Ernie Francis Jr., your leader and winner here at Barber. That is in your Pro Division. Now your AM Division driver, Aikman Pollard, he is going to bring home yet another win in his division. Michael Hickman, second in the Pro Division, coming across the start-finish line. Zach Garrison is going to be your second driver in the AM Division, as he is now going to take his final few turns. This will be a fantastic finish by Zach. Second place, here he comes in that AM Division. And then there is Jeff Perchowski now getting himself a podium finish. So 2 weeks in a row, he is on the podium here. And then rounding out the podium for the AM Division is going to be Samancic. And man, they are going to start playing bumper cars here at the end of this thing. So there you go, folks. There you have it. We are going to put yet another one in the books here at Barber. And let's see if we can show you your AM Division of results here. Aikman, your winner yet again. Zachary is going to be in second. Mark in third. Rory fourth. Angel, Tyler, Dakota, and Carson are going to round out the top 8 in that AM Division. In your Pro Division, Ernie, Hickman, Perchowski, Proctor, Moskowitz, Brennan, Trevor, and Miles are going to round out the top 8 for your Pro Division drivers. All right, so what we are going to do now is see if we can go back a few laps here, and we're going to slow this puppy down and see if we can get some of these drivers out here in the chat, have a quick conversation with them. And let's see if we can find, and there we have it. There is Ernie in the waiting room. So let's see if we can bring him in here.
Because I saw you come.
Ernie, this is John in the booth. You got a copy? Ernie, you got a copy? All right. It doesn't sound like Ernie's got a copy. Let's see if we can move him back down to the waiting room and see if we can unmute. Ernie, you still got a copy? No, we are still missing Ernie here. So give me just a second here, folks. It does look like for some reason we do not have a mic for him. So let's see if we've got it. I think we might have it now, folks. So let's see if we can pull him back in. One more time here. Ernie, this is John in the booth. You got a copy? No, it does look like we are going to try one more thing here. I think we've got it now, folks. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We certainly want to make sure that we put on the best show that we possibly can for you. And let's see. All right. Let's see if we can bring Ernie in. We're going to try this one more time. Ernie, John in the booth, you got a copy? All right, Ernie, we are still having some of these issues here in the booth. Not sure what's going on. It might be the headset, but if you can, we're just going to walk you through. I can see your green light up when you speak, Ernie. So I'm just going to turn it over to you while I try to fix some of these issues here in Discord. But talk us through that night. Really got out front early on, able to set sail, keeping the fenders clean once again on this Porsche. Walk me through your night, and then certainly go ahead and give your shout outs here.
Nine races so far, so a pretty good win percentage there for us. Real happy with that. Got a pretty big points lead. Just got to take it home next week at Daytona. It's been a really fun season running out here with USRA. Yeah, just got to give a big shout out to all my boys at Subpar Motorsport. We took home first, second overall, and first, second in pro and an AM, or first and second in first, second, third actually in AM class, and first overall, first in AM and pro. So real happy with that. Just a solid result, solid day for us. So got to try and do it again at Daytona and take it home.
Yeah, you've got one more race left here at Daytona, and walk me through one of the things I want to talk to you about, Ernie. Is obviously Aikman has had a tremendous amount of success there in the AM division, and every time we get in chat and we talk to him, he is always the first one to say, "Man, just working with Ernie has been fantastic." But as somebody that is mentoring a driver that has shown so much speed and improved so much, walk me through how that process has been for you.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun seeing these guys pick up speed as we go throughout the year. They've put in some really solid races, solid performances, and they just keep improving. Um, Aikman was really fast in today's race. He was actually gaining on me in that first stint there before we had that first pit stop. So, he really got it figured out around this place, and it's been impressive to see the run that he's put on this season. Looking pretty good for us for the championship for us in some subpar with both of our cars leading the points. So really happy with that. I think we got a good program going on over here and try to take it home and get 2 championships.
Yeah, you really have done a heck of a job, and I believe if you guys just fire off, you should be in good shape here. But we'll be crowning you, and it's going to be a big momentous occasion. Season 1 USRA, to be able to crown the champion, it's going to be a big accomplishment. And man, we certainly appreciate you being out here and racing with us every week.
I know it's a lot of fun. I appreciate it. It's been a fun season so far, and looking forward to finishing it off next week.
You've got it. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
So there is Ernie. I do apologize about those sound problems there in Discord, but it sounds like we've got everything fixed now. So there is Ernie again, couple of 100-point lead coming into this race. Now he's going to be even further ahead, and so is this gentleman right here. This is Aikman Pollard bringing home your win there in the AM division. So Aikman, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, it's been a couple of weeks since we talked to you as Tyler went back to back. But, man, you come out, you had a mission. I talked to everybody in the chat earlier on, and you know that Tyler has his fans, but they root you on as well. And I said, man, there was a little bit of chatter in Discord. I know this is going to be a fun race, and you come out here to prove something. And, man, just wore them out here in that AM division. Walk me through your race.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, shout out to Tyler. It's just a fun beef. It's nothing serious. We just, gotta keep it fun and interesting. So the AM class is super stacked, so it's fun when we can all just, band around and have some fun. But yeah, as far as the race, I've been beating myself up the last few weeks. I threw away a couple easy ones. Detroit, man, that stung. I was pretty upset about that one I'm still upset about it if we're being honest. So I made it my mission for Barber to come out, practice every night, try to be as consistent as possible, and just keep the car straight this time. And luckily it worked for me.
Yeah, it worked. It did. Second overall, to Ernie. I think you were about 15 seconds, wound up 15 and a half seconds behind Ernie. But really the only driver that was able to keep pace with him. Did you and Ernie put a lot of practice in at this track?
Ernie, yeah, I don't know if that dude has to practice. He's just a human cheat code behind the wheel of a race car. So, but as far as him putting in a bunch of practice, I'm sure he did. Yeah, I know he was already on Barber right after we finished our Glen race last week. So, if that tells you anything, he's just as dedicated as any of us. So, I know I did. I've been practicing Barber every night, and I was damn sure gonna make it my mission to come out and try to do something.
Well, something you did, my friend. You really put it on them tonight. The one to beat, I think you can pretty much just fire the old Mustang up and walk your way to a championship here in season 1. So fantastic job picking up another win there, Aikman, and I'll turn it over to you, let you give your shout outs.
Yeah, man. All my subpar guys, Ernie, Mark Szymanczyk, Zachary Garrison, Carson Rowland, Turtle, Christian Proctor, all the guys that we race with over there. Subpar is kind of a newer thing we put together here in the last few months, and it's blown up, and we got some pretty cool guys over there, so I definitely want to shout them out.
Yeah, fantastic job. And we'll see you next week at Daytona. We'll wrap this thing up.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Aikman. So there he is, your winner in that AM division. So Ernie and Aikman, once again, that Subpar Motorsports picking up the win in both divisions. Man, what a fantastic job. These races are nothing if they do not have some fireworks, and man, we've seen that again tonight. So thank you to everyone that has come out, watched us, spent time there in the chat. Certainly appreciate that. It makes these nights go by so much quicker, and it's a lot of fun when I get to chat with you. So next week we are going to wrap this season up at Daytona. So make sure that you tune in, give us a sub and a like if you have not done that already, and we appreciate that. And we're going to throw this outro in, and we're going to talk to you next week.
Together having fun.